Wake up. Wake up. Lousy woman. Hey, look at me. I have some questions for you. There is little reason for violence right now. We need to know who you are first. You are being held for ransom. In exchange, we are demanding that your captain Cardinale cede her ship, the Catalyst. This would have been much easier had we captured your Ashen women. I wonder if you are worth anything to them. In your time of need, they were nowhere to be found. Well, how important are you? You were completely unexpected. Our contractor didn't say there'd be some sort of bodyguard. In a past life. But I am still loyal to our creed. So you're the Ashen lover. I had a feeling it was you. Small world. This is what we've been driven to do. Reduced to privateer work, plundering ships along the coast. Whatever contracts we can take lets us relive the good old days before the Ashen shamed us. I need to think. All due respect, this job went straight to the gutter because of you. You want to know why we really do this? When we were banished, we lost our honor. So now, outside of the Brotherhood, we can do something different. We make our own terms. It's been good work so far. Think about it. Living this kind of life.
Did we keep you waiting? Did I interrupt something important? That's funny, since they were all off guard. They must have been very poor assassins. Ah, I see. No mystery as to why he was no longer with them. Being an assassin requires a sense of your surroundings and good hearing. I hope you aren't hurt. It would reflect very poorly on a report to Mistress.
Any good loot to take back home?
That was too easy.
We came as fast as we could. Of all the enemies that could have come after us in Markarth, it was pirates that spoiled the fun. You sure do get yourself into a lot of trouble. Maybe you're the one that needs protection. Well, I see the corpse of a Dark Brotherhood assassin. The others just look like a bunch of regular troublemakers. I take it these are the band of pirates led by a group of Brotherhood outcasts. Cardinale mentioned them in passing. We never got demands. We had a feeling something was wrong when we couldn't find you around Markarth. We tracked them down to the Solitude docks, jumped on a small boat and followed you here. Anyway, I think that's enough about them. We have to focus on Purity and the heroes. At least we took care of a potential problem for Cordonali. She needs all the relaxation she can get on the job. She's gonna be pretty busy the next few days as she gathers our next batch of supplies. I figured you should make the call. I've blocked the door in case there are any additional crew members inside. What we could do is send a team of sirens to secure the ship when we get back to the palace. We'll hand it over to Cordonali and she can decide what to do with it. Couldn't hurt to have an additional shipping vessel. Or we could just burn it and spare our sisters the trouble. What do you think? We came as fast as we could. Of all the enemies that could have come after us in Markarth, it was pirates that spoiled the fun. You sure do get yourself into a lot of trouble. Maybe you're the one that needs protection. Well, I see the corpse of a Dark Brotherhood assassin. The others just look like a bunch of regular troublemakers. I take it these are the band of pirates led by a group of Brotherhood outcasts. Cordonali mentioned them in passing. We never got demands. We had a feeling something was wrong when we couldn't find you around Markarth. We tracked them down to the Solitude docks, jumped on a small boat and followed you here. Anyway, I think that's enough about them. We have to focus on Purity and the heroes. At least we took care of a potential problem for Cordonali. She needs all the relaxation she can get on the job. She's gonna be pretty busy the next few days as she gathers our next batch of supplies. I figured you should make the call. I've blocked the door in case there are any additional crew members inside. What we could do is send a team of sirens to secure the ship when we get back to the palace. We'll hand it over to Cordonali and she can decide what to do with it. Couldn't hurt to have an additional shipping vessel. Or we could just burn it and spare our sisters the trouble. What do you think? Good. I was hoping you would say that. Let me know when you're done looking around. I don't want to leave Zana by herself for too long. Taking care of some business. The pirates weren't the only danger that was lurking in Markarth. Climb down into the boat and we'll be off. Zana should be southwest of Morthal. Let's go find her so we can all go home. Orders? Something to test her commitment to the Order and prove her worth as a Golden Maiden. We're going to see if she succeeded. This is a very sensitive subject, but I suppose avoiding your questions any longer will only make things worse. Yes, there was another Golden Maiden. She was Matari's first and the lead maiden. When she died at Pazarath, I took her place, and Zana took mine. Matari believes in a rule of 6. There can be no more than 5 maidens at a time, and 1 mistress. I really don't know. She was here before the rest of us, before Matari came to me in Akavir. We only saw her once, 10 years ago, at Pazarath. We had some business over there, setting things up so we could use it as a garrison. After that, we never saw her again. Shortly after the attack on Pazarath, we learned that she was dead, and that was the end of that. I can assure you, Zell and the First Maiden are 2 very different people. She was a Red Guard. Gods, I do wonder how old she would be right now. Too old to be a golden maiden for sure. It isn't fair, don't you think? Why should a non-Ashen serve as a golden maiden? The lead maiden, no less, if they are bound to grow old and gray at a faster rate than my kind. We are supposed to be beautiful. Oh, I was jealous. The first maiden was Matari's favorite. Always in the shadows, working and manipulating. But that's over now. These days, things aren't in such shades of gray. Only the mistress knows. Maybe 5 maidens are easier to manage before it simply gets too crowded to have fun. That's classified. No danger. There are just some things that should stay secret until we're sure they would do no harm. For the sake of the war effort, after all. Good. I don't like dwelling on the past. Go ahead and ask. Yeah. Orders? Go ahead and ask. Good. I don't like dwelling on the past. We scheduled some additional shipments from the captain and let off some steam. So yes, we got exactly what we wanted. The Golden Maidens were created by Mistress Matari, with the permission of her former master Marcus Pinder, of course. We serve to protect our mistress, attend to her needs, and act as an intermediary between her and the commanders. As Golden Maidens, we are expected to be strong, be loving, and most important of all, be sexy. Our unrivaled mastery of the art of seduction has prepared us for the most covert operations. There were very few missions, let alone interesting ones. Matari prefers keeping her elite warriors close. Maybe the others have their own unique stories. We tend to keep our missions private, given the, details of what we have to do to succeed. No. Freya has a personality that only meshes well with someone as aggressive and daring as she is. She's as skilled with the katana as any Golden Maiden, but she has no care for seduction. At least not the kind we practice. Mistress Matari created the position of right hand just for her. Sometimes I feel that Freya has been given too much power. But as a loyal Golden Maiden, I can only express respect towards my comrade.
どこへ行くの？行かなきゃダメなの？
It's finished.
Miss Sana? You passed.
Welcome to the Golden Maidens.
It's finished.
She'll get over it. There was still a part of her that hesitated before each kill, and flinched each time our bodies touched at the temple. That is unacceptable behavior for a maiden. We must let go of what we believe is right and wrong in order to serve Matari. Because this woman is Serenity. Our scouts reported that there was an explosion on the Pazarath rooftop during the battle, but I have no idea how she managed to escape. At long last, for those with acute senses sharpened by Matari, you can't ignore a presence like Serenity. She was called a being of love by Marcus, and a liar by our mistress. Until now, I never understood how she could be both. Looking at Serenity, all I see is a reflection of what I once was. It's pitiful. I wonder how I could have ever been such a fool. Then I realized something. All of us were once like Sana, living this wonderful lie of love. All we need is a little push to escape and find the truth. And we found it. Her name is Matari. This always ends the same. When the body and soul are united, death is permanent. What Serenity did was suicide. She could have lived on for eternity as a disembodied soul. But maybe, after all these years, she just wanted to feel the joy of living. And live she did. So thank you, Serenity, for showing me what it's like to be. We need to go. What happened here is strictly classified. Commander, take the lead once more.
Hurry up, it's not gonna.
You are cleared to enter.
I still can't believe what I did. Yes, honey?
My past and the others are one and the same. Our lives didn't begin until we joined the Sirens and became Golden Maidens. It was in 160, I believe, that Matari began helping Marcus with recruitment of young women to join the Sirens. Over the course of 3 decades, Matari made 4 trips to Akavir. Each time before she returned home, she handpicked the most beautiful Ashen she saw on her journey to serve as a Golden Maiden. Melody was the first, then me, Catherine, and finally, Elda. She is a replacement. The first Golden Maiden, the one that came before any of us. She was a Red Guard. I do not like to talk about her. Ask Melody and she may go into details. Dear, if it was your passion to love someone with all of your heart and be loved in return, wouldn't you be happy? When our fight with purity is over, I believe the maidens will remain with Matari no matter what she decides to do next. But you will always be welcome to pay us a visit. Do come to me first. I'm dying to meet the real you. Wouldn't you like to know? My first mission as a Golden Maiden is the one that stands out from all the rest. It took months of being romantically involved with a corrupt ambassador just to get closer to his business partners. The plan was to bring down his smuggling operations through manipulation of all those involved. I slept with one businessman after another, bonding with each of them long enough up to the point where they were in love. One day I saw my chance to lift the veil. A meeting was scheduled between the ambassador and his partners in a remote cave. The ambassador, who was my husband at the time, left in the middle of the night. I followed him to the cave. Near the end of the meeting, when they had come to a major agreement, I walked out of the shadows and hugged my husband lovingly from behind as he was seated at the round table. I spoke loud enough so everyone could hear. "Why did you have to leave me all alone? I wasn't done with you yet." All 5 men at the table inhaled sharply in unison. One by one they spoke out in protest, and within seconds, they all realized that they had slept with me. I was already in the shadows by then, watching with glee as I saw each man draw their sword and attack one another. They all fell, except for the ambassador, paralyzed in his seat out of the horror of seeing his operation fall before him. I walked out of the shadows one last time and kneeled beside him to whisper my final goodbye. "I love you so much, darling." But this mess is yours to clean up. I walked out of the room and closed the door behind me. As soon as the locks fell, I heard him scatter out of his seat. He begged me to unlock the door. The man that loved me suddenly found it within himself to call me the harshest words in his vocabulary. The next day, I called for the guards in the local town to arrest the man. Within a week, the former ambassador was locked up in a cell with his partner's former employees, fully aware that this man was at fault for ruining them all.
Do you need me? But we are. Only her teachings are worth following. The other divines are pointless, irrelevant, boring. They're different. I will leave it at that. I appreciate your tolerance. Freya, our mutual friend. She was my master, you know. I was one of her finest, surpassing the likes of Aratarum and Misha. She does not admit it, but I was her favorite. She was so disappointed that I ascended to the rank of Golden Maiden. She is a fool. I hold more power here than I ever did with her. How could I deny such a gift? I love Freya. Endure? You mean enjoy. Every beating and embarrassing public act was all in the name of love. Which is exactly why we go to the Temple of Dibella. Commander, shall we continue? Plenty. My favorite one involves a fellow siren. I should tell it to you sometime when we can talk in private. It's bound to happen eventually, Commander. There is nothing more honorable than serving Mistress Matari with your life and love. A Golden Maiden is the most coveted position in Serenity Sirens, even with the benefits aside.
From? No, I'm not. It's pretty loaded for me. I'm a modest woman. Sorry, there's something special about you that makes me lose my composure. I don't want you to think of me as some evil murderer. It's my job, my hobbies. You already know what they are. I like it. Just a little. There was this guy up in the Valhalla bar once that... Nah, something short and sweet. Oh, here's a good one. So you know how it can get lonely in Imperial Garrison, right? Or any garrison for that matter when there's not a pretty woman in sight. Well, I was sent to one to retrieve some classified shipping logs for our clients. The logs were known to be kept in a safe that could only be unlocked with 3 keys used simultaneously. And these keys were in the hands of 3 Legion commanders. So getting all 3 keys in one run without getting caught sounds impossible, right? Surprise, surprise that none of these men had seen their wives in months. All I had to do was intercept each one at the end of their shifts as they were returning to the barracks, lead them behind a bush, and do the deed. In return, I got my hands on each of their keys. Getting to the safe was the dullest part. I only had to flirt with a young recruit to show me to the office so I could meet with one of the now missing commanders. The recruit walks out, I open the safe, and I'm home free. Fun, huh? Hey, I spared you the graphic details, didn't I? By that I mean the sex and the aftermath. Yeah, I had to kill them. They saw my face. The moment they noticed their keys were missing, they would piece things together. As for the recruit, I went easy on him. The kid didn't deserve it. But hey, that's our job. Here's the thing. He, didn't. Matari ordered me to do this one little job behind his back, given the short time span we had to accept the contract. It was worth it, though. The Thalmors sure are generous with their payments.
Don't tell me anything. I like to find things out for myself.
Mistress, the mission was a success. We also managed to neutralize a pirate ship that posed a threat to Cordonali.
What brought you to the enemy ship?
They captured the poor commander. So we set out to rescue her. Isn't that right?
I see. What is the status of the ship?
Intact. I'd like to request a recovery team so we may remove any additional sailors trapped inside the ship. We can then hand it over to Cordonali.
Elder, you are free to organize the team as you please.
Mistress, there's one last thing to report. We found Serenity's avatar. Per protocol, I had Zana kill her.
I sensed the death. With Serenity erased from existence, we no longer have to be wary of her clan's influence on the war. Zana.
Yes?
Good work.
Thank you, Mistress.
I believe each of you is now fit to lead the Sirens to glory. Is that correct, Melody?
Ready. We can get started right away.
Then you will find a list of work to be done in the armory. Melody, before you go, I wish to speak to you. The rest of you are dismissed.
Mistress Matari and I must speak in private.
thought I missed you for a second. Lilith asked me to come get you. She's waiting outside by the balcony. What is it? I think all of the sirens know. They're keeping track of me, and I don't like it.
Hey, what's wrong with Sana? She looked kinda sad. Oh, she's not used to so much stress. I hope she hangs in there. She's doing a wonderful job as a Golden Maiden.
Got some good news? Bye-bye.
Meh.
Madam? I started by serving as a bartender upstairs in the main palace. After a year, Sarah came to me and asked if I would be interested in something that paid 10 times as much, but would require secrecy. I agreed. There wasn't anything else to live for out of the world. It was an easy decision. It felt odd at first, but then I realized something. These women, despite their kinship with one another, needed someone unique in their lives. They know that for the rest of their maiden years, they will not have the opportunity to speak with a male on equal terms. When Marcus was alive, the rare and brief visits were inspirational to the Sirens, but he was a leader, a man that required respect. What the Sirens needed was a friend that would tend to all their needs. That is why I'm here, and happy to serve. You can help yourself to any food in the kitchen. Our chefs cook more than enough to feed us all. We have Purity to thank for that. These lights were already installed and functional when the palace was rediscovered. All these years later, and there's never been a need for maintenance.
What can I do for you? Time. Yes? All right then.
Yes?
Commander, we found Trisha. She's in solitude, wandering around public with no sign of injury. We talked to her, get answers, and stop Matari. A map to a Dwemer ruin. Who gave this to you? We'll go together, but first we need to talk to Trisha.
I'm going with you.
That's fine. With the way things are going, you'd be safer with us than alone. I want to talk to you about Serenity. You said she took the body of a woman, like a parasite taking control of its host. So when Serenity was killed by Zana, it was permanent. She had merged her soul with the body and became whole. But Matari, if that is not her original body, then Matari has died many times before. And when this latest form dies, will that be the end for her, like it was for Serenity? Or does the cycle continue? There is nothing I see in Matari that tells me she thinks or feels the same way we do. She's completely empty. Somehow, Matari is able to do what Serenity can't. Take a body without committing her essence. If we were to kill her now, who knows what would happen? The answer might just be in the ruins. Same as you when you left it. We're there to defend the fort, so only a few of us have gotten any missions from command. Good thing. It has given us some time to look for Trisha, without raising any suspicions. I'm a private person. I keep my opinions about Malene and Samantha to myself, good or bad. There's nothing more to be said. You know that I respect Marcus and his family. My thoughts are yours. There's nothing more to be said. Let's find Trisha, then you can go off on your own.
What is it? But I do. We're all in this together. If this involves stopping Matari from ruining the sirens, I feel obligated to help.